and now it's nighttime. So overall, if I had to give my opinion on Black and White and rank it among the other generations, I'd probably put it in the middle. I mean, the first generation always has a nice place in my heart because it was the first generation. Everything was completely new. Second generation, you can't really hold a candle to it. I mean, you can't beat being able to explore 2 regions and go through a full nostalgia attack with getting to go through Kanto again. And none of the other generations could mimic what the second generation did in terms of post-game. This one's pretty close. You do get to explore an entire other region, the entire other half of the Unova region, the eastern half. And there is a lot for you to do there. So don't just put down the game once you beat the Elite Four. In fact, I don't... No, I'm not going to give that away. That would be spoilers. But let's just say you never actually complete the game until you go through the entire post-game. And a couple of characters from other games make more than cameo appearances in this generation as well, also who I will not spoil. But, yeah, suffice to say, it's pretty surprising. What else is there for me to say without sounding too bored of this? If you've liked the previous generations of Pokémon, I think you'll fall in love with this game. If Pokémon isn't really your thing, I can't say this will be the one game that turns you onto the franchise forever. But I think veteran players will find this game to be at least significantly challenging. The graphics are pretty interesting. I don't know what else to say. Really, I just want to catch this thing. I'm pretty sure the only reason I haven't caught one of these is that it has Afro Break, which prevents me from just whittling down its HP with a false swipe. Yeah, there it goes. Afro Break is this Pokemon's trademark move. So let's see if I can catch it before this thing ends. Might as well have something exciting happen in this video, huh? I was hoping something else would happen, but no, I guess not. Last but not least, I know I'm going to get questions about this because most people probably haven't watched to the end of the video. Am I going to Let's Play this game? The answer is maybe, but not for a very long while if I ever decide to, and there are a lot of reasons for it which I won't get into, but there are plenty of other games that I'd like to do. In fact, I'm not really sure how I would go about recording them. I mean, this I'm using Camtasia to record this, which, I mean, Sten, thank you very much for giving this to me, although I don't think it works very well with Windows 7. In that when I record, it offsets all of the audio, and in order for me to put it in the proper place and shrink it down to size, I have to first render it in Camtasia and then export it to Vegas and then re-render it again, so the quality is probably not the best. But yeah, hopefully this one didn't turn out too bad. There we go, we got ourselves a bison. When it deals a violent headbutt, its bushy hair absorbs the damage. Sure it does. I was really hoping to show off one of the... what's it called? One of the legendaries. Actually, yeah, while I'm recording this, might as well show this off. Once you beat the Elite Four, you'll get swarms of Pokemon from previous generations, which you can catch. So I'll go head over to Route 18 to see if I can catch myself one of those. It's like a little daily habit of mine, once I beat the game, that I go looking for these guys. Where is Route 18 in this game? It did say Route 18, didn't it? 16, 15. It's not here, I know it's not here. Wait, is it down here? Or wait, Route 18's all the way over there. Oh, I'm not going all the way over there. Yeah, I might as well just show off the region that you can go through after you beat the Elite Four, which isn't going to be much because it... I mean, I'm just going to blow through it on my bicycle. But there is quite a bit for you to explore once you beat the Elite Four. All this grassy area around here, all of these trainers. Once you beat the Elite Four, don't be surprised with how many very powerful trainers you encounter. I think they did the post-game very, very well in that you're challenged immediately once you beat the Elite Four. I mean, the Elite Four is around, I think, high 40s. Can I show off the dowsing machine here? Yep, new mushrooms show up in this area every day, so there's the dowsing machine in action. Sitting right on top of it. Tiny mushroom. Yeah, that's how the dowsing machine works. Put it away before the beeping gets on my nerves. And get off the bicycle as well. But once you defeat the Elite Four, you can explore this area, and most of the trainers here will have Pokemon at least 10 levels above what the Elite Four had. Now, don't be too intimidated by that when you first get to this point, because they are from previous regions, and the Pokemon from previous regions are significantly less powerful than the ones from the Unova region, surprisingly. I mean, once again, I'm exploring the eastern half of Unova. You don't get to come here until after you beat the Elite Four, which is the only reason why I'm encountering Pokemon from previous generations. But they challenge you immediately once you get out here. So let's see, continue going around here. I'm not going to try to encounter too many Pokemon. In fact, I'm going the wrong way here. But you have an entire region to explore here. The beach area. Now, there isn't much to do here in the fall and the winter. I mean, over here in the winter, you can find a lot of Ice-type Pokemon by surfing out. I didn't mention with the seasons that you can find season-specific Pokemon in certain regions. And there are even a couple of areas that you can't access unless it's winter, as well as certain Ice-type Pokemon. But in the spring and the summer, there is one specific trainer that you can only... at least personally, I've only found in the spring and the summer seasons. She may be around in the other seasons, but I haven't been able to locate her. In the far east region here, you will come to Angela Town, which is a nice beachside resort area. And there's one specific trainer in here that I believe only shows up in the summer and the spring. I could be mistaken, I haven't found her in the other 2 months. But of course I'm not going to show her off because spoilers! But I'll just continue wrapping around here and then I'll end up showing off an actual battle, which is somewhat interesting. Once I cross the bridge back to the city with the 4th gym. Passing through Black City one more time. In terms of the plot, you'll find a lot of the characters, like rivals, gym leaders, and even the champions show up and they actually help you out rather than just sit in the gym and do nothing, which is interesting. I don't think they really incorporated that in the other generations. They tried to in the 4th gen and the remakes, but they really didn't do a very good job of it. In this game, they play important roles in the plot. So once we cross this bridge, we'll be back in the city with the 4th gym. And the amusement park. And then I will head up to Victory Road and fight one of our rivals. So let's just head right up there. Yeah, hopefully just being able to see the Pokemon League isn't too much of a spoiler, but if it is, close your eyes, and I'll let you know when to open them up again. Open up again. This is one of the things I did as sort of my daily grinding session to get my Pokemon up to a level where I could take on the Elite Four for the 2nd time, which you're only allowed to do after you complete the plot relative to the post-game. I believe. I mean, I played through this in Japanese, so I didn't get all the dialogue, and I don't know what everything is, and most of the plot I'm not too familiar with because of that. But, I mean, being able to tell that something interesting was going on in the plot without actually being able to read any of the plot, I think speaks for itself in terms of how good the plot is in this game. So who does he lead with? I guess I'll lead with Porky, why not? You'll find at the end of the game that your male rival... I'm no longer at the Pokemon League, you can open your eyes again. You'll find he's at the very top of Victory Road here, and you can challenge him once a day. No matter what the season is, the week, whatever, he will always be here, every single day. And there are also a couple of domes in the city with the 4th gym, with the amusement parks, that always have a whole room full of trainers that you can fight for more experience. So that's like an hour or so grinding, which can be very helpful towards the end of the game. But in actual battle, that's somewhat difficult. Yeah, his Leopard always starts with Fake Out, and it also has Aerial Ace. But I'm pretty sure that Porky can survive these 2 hits. Two critical hits still wasn't enough to take me out. And another minor difference in this game is that when your Pokemon gets to red health, you'll hear this really anxious music that, oh my god, your Pokemon is going to die really soon. And the beat is in rhythm with the beeping of the low health indicator. So now you'll get to see the Water Starter fully evolved. Chirin will always have the starter that has a type advantage over yours. And I already forgot the name of the other rival, but she will have the starter that has a type disadvantage to the one you pick. Oh, I forgot. This thing's boasting a Focus Sash, so it's probably going to knock me out with a Hydro Pump, unless it misses. One of the reasons I love having 2 rivals in this game, I mean, for me, being able to fight a trainer that has a diverse team allows me to use all of mine, rather than just spam one Pokemon for the entire battle, which I'm never a fan of doing. And you have 2 trainers in this game that are very much like that. Well, actually 3, but 2 of them are your rivals that you get to face pretty often. And they come up about the same as each other. About as often. And they both have, you know, certain roles to play in the plot. You'll find most of the time they show up individually, rather than together. Which you'd kind of expect, I guess. And again, in terms of picking what your team is, don't just simply go by statistics or whoever I pick or whoever your favorite other person picks. Just go with whoever you feel like picking. I mean, really, you can't go wrong. Well, you can go wrong, but a lot of the Pokemon in this generation are very powerful. And if they're not powerful, they're average. There aren't really any really weak Pokemon that have just no use at all. All of them seem to have their advantages. Outrage! And Outrage from the Haxorus is one of the most powerful things from a regular Pokemon. There are certain Pokemon that are just way too powerful, honestly. And you'll probably encounter who they are when you play through for yourself, but... yes, some of them can be pretty unbalanced, especially relative to older generations. The Pokemon from this generation are extremely powerful relative to the others, which you don't really get a feel for until the post-game where you start facing Pokemon from the previous generations. But they're significantly more powerful on average. How close are we defeating you, Chirin? Gotta be getting there. Yeah, the flying type, the bird dude. I've run out of things to say. It's been a long day for me. I probably shouldn't even be recording this. I have way too much other stuff to do. But I just wanted to get this out there because I promised I'd show this to you guys, and I'm sure a lot of you have been looking forward to it because it's coming out fairly soon, if it hasn't already. I mean, once again, I'd probably rank this in the middle, behind the first two generations, because I wasn't really a big fan of the third and the fourth, but that might have only been because I'd only played them just recently. Still, I think this game is definitely worth picking up, and if you guys like what you see, I'd highly recommend that you go out and buy it for yourselves when it comes out. So, I'm pretty much spent in terms of talking time. I hope you guys enjoyed this, I hope you learned something from it, and if you like what you see, I hope you go out and buy the game. So this is UniversalGiant, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.